So we got UFC 322, Carlos Prates versus Leon Edwards. Man, that was unexpected. Who you have winning going in versus how it actually played out.
Well, I was kind of conflicted with this one, right? Because um, I, I felt like there was a way that both guys can win, obviously, right? But I was conflicted because we've seen Leon kind of check out mentally in his last several fights, right? And Prates, very talented young guy, but his ability to defend or be defensively grappling hasn't been really that good, right? We saw him get controlled against Ian Gary in the grappling department. So I was kind of conflicted, and then we kind of saw that play out in the first round, right? We saw Leon do something kind of outside of his norm, right? We've never, we know, Leon can grapple, but we've never actually seen him grapple to this extent. Bro was backpacking him in the first round, right? It was kind of funny seeing it because it was just like you don't expect that from Leon, right?
I mean,
Leon
Leon
was
grappled a few people up. Leon grappled up
he does grapple.
what's that dude that used to fight at 55 that moved up to 170? RDM, Rafael Dos Anjos.
Yeah,
He
yeah, yeah.
grappled him up. So
No, he
he got
does
some.
grapple.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. He does grapple, but I don't think we've really seen him like he was like desperately grappling in the first round. Like
Yeah.
he didn't really want to strike at all. But and we know Leon has solid striking. We know we seen him mix up the striking and the grappling, blend it together beautifully, right? But
But you could tell
in
he
the
didn't.
first round of this fight,
I was
he was desperately grappling. Bro was backpacking, doing nothing. It's gonna be a meme where Process was just standing there with that goofy look on his face while Leon was just hugging him hugging his back. That was like that was a funny moment.
Yeah.
It was just kind of desperate. He won the round, he secured it, but the way he grappled in that round, just for me at least, I don't know, it just seemed kind of bizarre. We've never seen him grappling that way, almost like desperate to secure the round. But that second round, man, first time Leon's ever been knocked out in the UFC. Bro hit him with a nice cross that lifted him off the ground. That shit levitated him. Right? That's how hard he got punched. And then just flatlined. He hit him so hard, Leon was smiling on the ground.
All right. To be fair, though, he was backing up. He was already kind of in the air, and then he got hit.
Yeah, but regardless,
But
the
it did
visual was
look that way.
hilarious. Honestly, man, Leon, he gotta hang it up, man. This is horrible. This is a horrible run he's on right now. Horrible.
3 losses, man.
And
I was like,
they get progressively worse every
yeah.
time.
The thing is that what sucks about the whole situation, I feel like, is this. Like, you see somebody who was so good. He went on like an 11 fight win streak to get his title
Yeah.
and got lucky when he got his title, but then he defended it really well against Usman. And it's like all of his bravado, all of his steam was dumped out on Usman in that title defense. And then
Yeah.
after that, it's like, did the skills go down? Did the heart wane? Is his heart not what it used to be, right? Or is age playing a factor? We don't know. Those are the things that kind of annoy me as
Yeah.
somebody who's also a fighter and a fan. It's like, what actually is it? Is this the exact same Leon that was on that 11 fight win streak, or is this someone else?
I will say this. You were talking about his mental, right? That his mental goal. I will say this, and I was thinking about this the other yesterday. I was thinking about this and I'm like, that mental, even when he was on that run, that 11 fight win streak, right? We've seen dips in his confidence. Anytime he was dealt with any sort of adversity, the confidence dipped. And he either got it back or he didn't, like, for example, the Nate Diaz fight. He was coasting, easily winning that fight. No issues, right?
No
In
adversity.
that last round, he got hit with something really good, got wobbled, and he was on the run. Granted, he was hurt, but when he got his wits back, he held on to Diaz and held him for the rest of the round. So we've seen instances where his confidence dipped. The second Usman fight when he knocked him out, he did really good that first round. He won the first round. He took Kamaru down, right? And then the second round, he dealt with some adversity. He wasn't there to the point where his coach was pleading with him. "Come on, Leon. Come on, Leon. You got this. Come on, Leon." And then he knocked him out. But we've seen instances where his confidence faded when he dealt with adversity. So I think his confidence and his mental hasn't, it was never strong to begin with. It was strong when he had success. When he was successful, he was the best, right? Like Leon is one of the best fighters in the world in general, but he truly was one of the best when his confidence was at its peak, right? But the moment he deals with adversity, the confidence starts to decline. And we've seen it long
So
before this.
what that means is he was never a fighter. He was always an athlete, somebody who could be a great hammer, but a terrible nail.
He's not,
And
yeah,
when
he's not a great nail.
he's terrible, like he can't bounce back from adversity. Like look at Ilya Taporia, he got dropped with a head kick, came back, knocked the dude out. A lot of people have dealt with adversity, and so it seems like he's not one of them. So then,
Yeah.
well, by that you're saying it's not the heart that has dipped or waned because he never really had too much heart to begin with. It's not the age. It could be the age, but he looked physically good. He didn't look bad physically. It wasn't the skill set. The skill set couldn't have. I mean, could he have gotten worse? I mean, who trains and gets worse? So, I mean, the skill set has to at least be the same as before.
Maintain.
At least
Yeah.
maintain. I mean, unless he's just not even training. I don't buy that he's not training. What that means, but basically what you're saying is that Leon Edwards never fought anyone, and that's why he was doing so well. I mean, right?
I mean, if you really think about it, that's the most logical explanation because I'm not going to sit here and disrespect him too much because I'm a big Leon fan. He's a very talented fighter. Like I said, when he's doing well and his confidence is at its peak, he's untouchable, right? But if you do look at his run, his when he had that long win streak, I mean, when he fought Kamal the first time, truest competition. I mean, he fought Bilal, but when he fought Bilal, it was, I mean, he was coasting in that first round, but then he poked him. You know what I'm saying? And we saw what happened in the rematch. Got spiked on his ball spot, right? So when he fought Usman the second time, real competition, he lost that fight, but then he knocked him out. And then when he fought him the third time, I will say he decisively won that third fight, right?
But it's because like his whole career was focused on Usman because
Usman.
as he was training, going up the ranks, winning fights, Usman was reigning and reigning and reigning. He was watching
Yeah.
one guy, learning
Because
this
you
one
think about
guy's
it,
patterns.
because you think about it, before that long win streak, he took an L to Kamaru. And then he went
Yeah.
on a long win streak. So his final boss, if this is like Mortal Kombat and you going up the ranks, his final boss was Kamaru Usman,
And so
right?
all he did
His
was
sole
study him and
focus was
study
on
him and
him.
study him.
Yes.
And then so when he beats Usman, his skill set was based on fighting Usman. And then he won the game. What else is there to
Yeah.
really do?
Because when
So
he fought Kobe, he had success. He won the fight, right? It's pretty
he's supposed to
obvious.
get whooped,
But
to be fair. But go
But
ahead.
in that fifth round, he lost that fifth round. Kobe
He
hit
got
him with
dominated.
something good. Kobe hit him with something good. Confidence dipped, and then he got taken down and controlled. So it's just we've seen too many instances of that. But that knockout is crazy. I seen this meme. Did you see that meme? It's like Final Destination for MMA. It was Masvidal started the whole trend, right? Masvidal was supposed. They're saying Masvidal was supposed to lose to Ben Askren, but he cheated fate and then beat Ben Askren. But then when he fought Usman, Usman knocked him out. And then when Usman fought Leon, Leon knocked him out. And then when Leon fought Prantes, Prantes knocked him out. So they're saying who's gonna knock out Prantes now?
Like, it's like base following him. Damn, man. So yeah, I mean that knockout was clean. What do we do with Leon Edwards now, man? It's like Leon Edwards was a great fighter. He was a great winner. And now that he's on this losing streak, his mental's just not in the same place anymore. He is a little bit older now. He's, won his game. In his world, he won. He beat Usman. He got the belt. And he defended it. Doesn't look like there's really anything else for him to do. And I can't see him beating anybody in that top 7 or 8 right now. Like they're all
Yeah,
gonna
me
beat him.
neither.
So I think what we don't want to do is we don't want to go out like Ben what's his name? These guys like Tony Ferguson. We don't want to go
Yeah,
out like
we don't want that.
We don't want these crazy losing streaks where you kind of ruin your career and now you just look goofy
Yeah.
kind of going out. Like once a
I mean,
champion, always a champion.
he's already 3 L's in a row, so he's already trending towards that exit. So if I'm him, your losses are getting progressively worse. You got dominated by Bilal. You got tapped out by Brady. You got knocked out by Protez. If you're gonna continue to fight, be really strategic in who you fight next. You might have to fight outside the top 10. And I don't see Leon doing that. I don't think and I wouldn't blame him if he didn't do that because you are Leon Edwards. Why would you fight a guy outside the top 10? Realistically, name based on your name, that's beneath you. But if he wants to secure a win, that will be his best option.
Mm.
Personally, he need to hang up them gloves, man. He done. It's a wrap, fam. He really can't.
You don't
I
think
don't
maybe
think,
just one win outside of the top 10 would be a good way to go out?
bro. If I mean, if he wants to exit on a victory, then go by all means do that. But I don't think it's going to
Do him justice to beat a bum?
any justice. Yes, because the fandom that really know, they're gonna look at it as yeah, you left on a win, but I mean, you had to jump out the top 10 to get that win. So how significant is that win, right? You know what I'm saying? You were just a champion not that long ago, so it's kind of still of a sad look, right? And then the guy that you on paper, the best matchup for you on paper was Prates, a guy who will not grapple you, a guy who will strike with you, and you could not beat him. You feel
Yeah.
me? So I think he should just exit right now. Just give it up. Boom, you became a champion. You defended the belt twice. You did it. I mean, you're a millionaire. You got businesses outside of MMA. You are financially secure. You've won in life. If in terms of setting your family up and setting your kids up in that sense, you've made it, right?
So
Your
why
family is
tarnish that,
secure.
right?
Why tarnish that, right? And you can make probably more money outside the UFC because you still have that name. You can make appearances, go places, seminars. There's a lot of different things you can do that doesn't require you getting more brain trauma. You know what I'm saying? For what?
Yeah.
You're never gonna get the belt back, so what is you doing it for at that point?
Yeah, especially when your heart is not really there. Like when you said before, when he fought against Protest, he didn't wanna engage. He didn't really wanna strike. And Protest, I don't think
What I'm saying.
Protest's skill set is necessarily better. It's just a heart thing. Protest has got this, dog mindset about him. Like we've seen him pretty much be a gangster against everybody except for Ian Gary for the first 4 rounds. And then when he
Yeah,
realized, hey, I'm
exactly.
not dying of cardio loss, I'm gonna dog it out again, right? So it was really just like a
Yep.
cardio thing that kind of got in his way. He was afraid he would gas out, but as soon as he realized, now I'm still good, then we saw him let the dog out again.
Yeah.
So it seems like he does have that dog, and he was able to just go in there and use that. And really, it's a mental thing. That's why I keep telling. I say this all the time. I think your mental is like 80% of the battle. Going in there with the
Yeah.
right mindset, with the right mentality, is everything. If you go in there mentally and you already lost, and you don't really want to be there, you're just there for a check. Because I know I'm a fighter. I know that feeling. I've done that. I've been in the position where I'm like, how do I get the win? I'm not really there to
Yeah.
to perform or to showcase my skills. I'm just like I'm trying to get the check. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we don't want to.
Exactly.
But yeah, so yeah, when you're in that kind of position, you don't actually want to be there anymore. He's just going for the checks and stuff like that. And those are fat checks, so I get it. But
Yeah.
your name does take a hit after a while. All right, so we got UFC 322. Yeah, Sean Brady versus Michael Morales. What do you think? How the fight played out versus what you thought going in?
Honestly, man, this is another fight where I was conflicted because we know how good Brady is, right? We know how good he is. And I've been watching, Michael Morales since a little bit before the UFC. So I knew how good he was. But so again, I didn't know who was gonna win this. But watching the fight, Michael Morales had the perfect game plan from his stance. His stance was a true representation of the game plan that he had. If you look at his stance, and this is probably something that a lot of people might have missed, not only did he have a low guard to prevent the takedown, but you look at his hips was way behind him. He wasn't just low, he had his bottom portion of his body way behind him, almost like he was slouched over a bit. But because he's so long and lanky, he was able to do that, right? Somebody who's not as tall or as long as him won't be able to do that, right? He understood his body type. He understood the opponent that was in front of him, and he prepared accordingly. And again, the stance was a perfect representation of that game plan because Brady shot in for a takedown. Bro was not even close to his hips, right? Like he had his hips just enough behind him to where Brady just couldn't even touch it, right? And then the limbs being so long, the arms being so long, I mean, he was able to get him from a distance. Like it was just a beautiful game plan, beautiful stance. I knew from the moment that he couldn't get to his hips, I knew it was over for Brady. Because that's Brady's game plan. Brady's not known to have the greatest striking. He has decent striking that benefits his grappling, but he's not known to be a high level striker, right? His game plan is to work you on the feet just enough to kind of not expect the takedown and then go for the takedown. You know the takedown's coming, but he blends in his striking so that you don't know when it's coming, even though you know it's coming. He wasn't able to do that with Morales. He just couldn't get to his hips. His stance prevented that.
Yeah, Michael Morales is that man is a beast, man. Like if you look at every single time he touched Brady got hurt. Every time he touched him.
Yes.
Them hands are for real.
It's
That
crazy.
19-0 record is for real. That boy can hit.
Yes.
Only problem that I could see with this situation is that yes, the victory was flawless. It was an amazing win. We have never seen him go through any adversity. And because of that, how do we put him against a guy like Islam? You know, like because that's it, right? Like he's right there for a title shot. If it's not him, it's Ian Gary if he beats Bilal.
Yeah.
Both of them are right there. And you know, either one of them could fight for the belt next.
Yeah.
And if you've never been through any adversity, I'll tell you what, you're not just gonna punch Islam and knock him out because he's not gonna go for that low stance thing. I think if you give up some of your striking to defend takedown against Islam, Islam's gonna get you because you got to be
Yeah.
on point with your striking. His striking is good. It's
Morales
annoying.
had this
It's annoying to even say that, but it is.
Yeah, Morales had a good point. So somebody asked Morales a question after the fight, and they asked him the question that they asked anybody who's potentially or is fighting Islam. They asked him, "What makes you think you're the guy to stop his takedowns?" Right? And then Morales flipped the question. He said, "What makes you think Islam is the guy to take me down? No one's taking me down. So what makes you think he's the guy that can take me down? Why is it all about him?" Right? And I thought that was an interesting way to answer that question because both are true. You know, who's the guy to stop Islam's takedown, but also who's the guy to take Morales down? Because neither has been done, right? So I
Yeah,
thought that was a
that's
good,
an interesting way to look
interesting
at
way
it.
to answer. But in terms of what you were saying about like not facing adversity, like, but whose fault is that? That's not Morales' fault. They're putting tough guys in front of him. They just can't compete with him, right? Thus far.
These
So like
wrestlers can't mess with him.
that's what I'm saying. So it's like, yes,
Yeah.
it's we want to see him face adversity, but they're trying. They're not giving him, easy matchups. They're not giving him cans. They're giving him the best, right? And they just can't compete with him, right? So
That's
maybe
crazy.
he
Yeah.
truly is that special. And again, we don't know until the time comes, but the closest person, and let me see if you can even guess the name before I even say it, and maybe you already know. But the closest person that has been in this situation in the past is one guy, young guy, very talented, was overlooked, was his opponents never gave him the credit. And then he went out there time and time again, proved them wrong, and then became what he became.
Overlooked.
You think about there was a young guy way back in the day, young, brash, confident, cocky guy fighting
Conor
all
McGregor?
these well-established fighters. And these guys was like, I'm not losing to this kid. He's, never really
Oh, John
seeing what was
Jones?
in front of them. Yes. John Jones was that young guy, 20 something years old, fighting all of these established champions, and none of them can see past the young brash kid, right? And then when they got in there time and time again, he proved them wrong. He proved everybody wrong. And then he eventually made them a believer and became what he became. I haven't seen that, right? And I mean, we had Connor, but, Connor was already, in his late 20s. This guy's 20, 25, 26, right? Made his debut at like 20, 24, 25. Young guy, seems to be well rounded, beating all these tough guys time and time again. Brady even said it. I'm not losing to this kid. Show this kid, that there's levels. That's what he was saying to DC. Very reminiscent of John Jones when he was fighting Rashad, when he was fighting Rampage, when he was, it was very reminiscent.
Damn. And not only did he not beat him or show him anything, he got dominated. Damn.
That's what I'm
All
saying.
right.
So could Morales be one of those? Could he be? I'm not saying he's the next John Jones, but could he be that young guy who is just that good that they put these tough guys in front of him and they really can't give him adversity? He just goes out there and does what he does. He might be that guy.
Let's see. Let's see what's next for him. If he's gonna fight for a belt, I don't think he should fight anybody else. I
He
mean,
not. He shouldn't fight for the belt. No, I think
no,
I think it should be the
give him the
winner
loser.
of.
Loser of Bilal versus Ian.
I think if Bilal beats Gary, Bilal's not going to fight Islam for the belt because they train together. They're not. They're not.
Exactly. So let him fight Morales.
Nah. I think personally, I think Gary beats Bilal, so I don't think that's going to even be a situation we have to really worry about. There's Shavkat.
Same, yeah.
Shavkat is the true number one contender. He was the number one contender until he got injured. We know Islam is not a very active champion. He doesn't fight very actively, right?
He wants to fight in the White House, so we got a long time for that.
Exactly. Shavkat should be ready beginning of next year, right? First, maybe
I don't
second
think
quarter.
Morales will be ready then, though.
No, but I'm talking about Shavkat versus Islam. I don't think Morales should get the next title shot immediately. I think Morales should get one more. Give him one more. Depending on how it shapes out, maybe two more, right? I think it's Shavkat. If Gary doesn't win, it's Shavkat. Shavkat was already the number one contender. He got injured. He couldn't fight Bilal. I think Shavkat is a true threat to Islam. I think that's.
I don't know, man. I'd rather just see my boy Ilya go up there and handle business. You know what I'm saying? Go up there.
Nah,
snatch
he's
up the
too
third
small
belt.
for 70, bro. He's too small. I think, bro, at 170, Islam's going to do some real bad things to Ilya. He's small.
Nah, he's huge. He's huge. Ilya's small
Islam
at
is
155.
massive at 170, bro. He made JDM look kind of small.
Yeah, he is.
JDM is a natural
and
70
Ilya's
pounder.
small at 155.
Exactly. Nah, man. I don't want to see that at 170. If they're going to do it, go to 55 or meet in the middle. You ain't even got to be for the belt. Do a catch weight. They're not going to do that, but I'm just saying that's a possibility. 70, I don't want to see it. It's not compelling. He's going to
It's
dominate.
not fair, right? Yeah, it's not fair.
Ilya. It's not.
Yeah, he's
So,
way too big. Yeah, that's true. That kind of ruins it. You know, that's trash. All right, so as soon as the fight started, he's